Hey traders, I'm James, one of the content team leaders here at A1 Trading, and as we start today's stream, I wanted to let you know about one of our show's main sponsors, FX2 Funding. With all the craziness going on in the prop firm space, we're excited to share some of the solutions FX2 Funding has put together for their traders. First, FX2 is rolling out DX Trade, which is a web-based trading platform that provides traders a smooth trading experience. It also looks super cool too, but that's not all. By signing up with FX2, you get access to C-Trade. C-Trade is a trading terminal where you can create custom indicators or download ones from the community. Get access to all of this and more by signing up for FX2. So, for traders looking to get funded, you can get 15% off by using promo code A1Trading15. That's A1Trading15. The link and promo code can also be found in the description. Now onto the show.
All right. Hello, everybody. Got some stream changes for you. This is kind of exciting stuff. We have a stream deck. I don't know if you guys have seen or heard of a stream deck before, but it lets you punch in sound effects. So we got some news sounds to start out. I got plenty to show you guys. I got a whole arsenal. James set me up with a million new different sound effects that I can play around with. I'll show you some really quick. For example, you get some slow claps, right? Kind of fun. You got your more powerful claps. Kind of fun. Got a little riff. That's super fun. Anyways, we got a little soundboard going on. Hope you guys are doing well. I had to bring the sunglasses in today with me. I was walking in. It was so bright this morning here in Atlanta. I dropped my wife and her sister off at the airport, and then I drove straight to the office. I was really excited for this because I can punch in sound effects while we're going through the stream here. Speaking of the stream here, what are we doing? Stock market's selling off here this morning. S&P down 0.88%. The NASDAQ's over 1% down on the day. The Dow down 0.8, let's call it. And the Russell actually doing better than the rest. So, to say the least.
I'm down $50 in 25 seconds.
Also, hold on. I gotta change this brightness. Okay. Okay, that's a little better. It's getting too bright. I still feel like I'm like Casper the Ghost right now. I am pale, but I'm not this pale. Anyways, guys, we'll just jump into some charts here. Thank you for being here. Good morning. Hopefully you guys can, the echo went crazy. Did the stuff sound okay? Does sound effects sound okay to you guys? Let me know. Let me know. Sound effects sound okay? Volume seems perfect. Okay, cool. That's feedback from James. Anyways, guys, as we get started here, do me a quick favor. Let me know what you want me to pull up here today. We're going to be taking a look at several charts. I'm not going to lie, feeling a little FOMO here with gold. I did take profits on the gold trade, which was a really nice trade. But come on, gold did me dirty here. Look what it did. I got trailed out of my trade right here. And then it just said, now we're really going to run. Now that Nick's been stopped out, let's really make the move. I can't complain. I had a great trade on gold. I wish I had more of them like that. That would be awesome. But closed out of the gold trade, currently watching it drift away higher. And a lot of people are asking, man, this is what I've been saying, guys. A lot of people have been saying, look at gold. It looks overbought. It looks overbought. Well, if you keep saying it looks overbought, it keeps ripping higher. It doesn't change the fact that it's still in an uptrend, right? This trend is just so strong. Gold is so strong right now. Gold and silver, for that matter. Look at silver. Silver's about to hit $30 an ounce. That is incredible. That is a multi-year high, if I'm correct. Yeah, that beats out even the highs of 30 is the highs of 2021, which is when we saw silver go absolutely crazy last. So we are just nearing not the all-time highs, but the highs of 2021. So silver's on the move, gold is on the move. I mean, look at that gold chart. Could you not get a prettier chart than that? It's just a lot of green, just how I like them. But I'm not in the gold trade anymore. I missed out on this last little leg. I'm feeling a little silly. But at the end of the day, you can't play them perfectly. You can always, no matter how good your timing is or your strategy is, You're not going to be able to play it perfect. I was long here. I longed again here. So I had 2 different trades, 1 and 2. So I definitely caught majority of this move, but it ended up closing out on this red candle. And will this thing pull back? Yes, it will pull back. But I've been saying it over and over. My new phrase when it comes to when trends are going crazy like this is, if you're looking for a reversal, don't hold your breath, because it will take some time. This gold chart does not want to pull back right now. And until it does, you just sit on your hands, stay on the sidelines. Guys, we got some exciting news out of the Edge Finder. It's not fully ready, but we're very close to having, it's ready. It's ready, guys. We've got new assets on the Edge Finder. You guys ready? The Russell 2000, one of my favorite things to trade, is now on the Edge Finder. But not only that, we talk about silver enough. It's time that silver gets added to the Edge Finder, right? Yep. So silver, copper, the Russell added to it, platinum. It's very exciting. We got a lot of new assets being added. You'd be surprised, man. The work that goes into just adding a new asset into this thing has been crazy, because you have to add all of the data for all the different points. And we have a wonderful team behind the scenes. Shout out to Frank and Giles, who have been putting that stuff together. But we are now looking at getting some new assets on the Edge Finder, which is so exciting. NASDAQ is still bullish overall. This makes me wonder, do I buy the NASDAQ? Is it ready for a dip buy? And the answer to me is not yet. However, why is that? Why am I still cautious on the NASDAQ? Well, inflation data was hot. And this really, to me, signals that after this big run up, which this big run up happened on, the idea that the Fed was going to cut rates and things were going to be great. I mean, we can ask Powell about this. Powell, what was how's the economy?
The economy is strong.
Okay, so the economy is strong, and we've seen
making progress.
We've seen progress, and so we're doing well overall, right? But the problem is that the inflation stickiness is going to cause the Fed to stay higher for longer. At least that's now becoming more obvious to the market, right? The market is now seeing that, look, inflation is sticky. Let me show you on the Edge Finder why we've got all this cool data. Why not use it? So we're looking at the dollar. Okay, inflation came up higher than expected again. Also, Chandler and James, there's an issue already here with the soundboard. I love the soundboard, don't get me wrong. Two issues. Number one, it's addicting. But number two is, here's the issue with it, is that if a guest is in here, they're going to hear themselves echoing. That's the issue. Okay, so that's the issue.
Daddy Nick, save us.
So we got to figure out something there. Anyways, that was Ivan on the mic here. So I'm loving the soundboard. I'm a little scared by how fun it is to play with. I'm going to be more focused on the soundboard than the trading. So give me just let me get used to it. It's kind of like when, I don't know if you guys experienced this, but when I would get a new video game as a kid, I would just want to play it for hours and hours. And my mom, she immediately would say, you get like 30 minutes. And I'm like, 30 minutes?
I'm down $50 in 25 seconds.
25 seconds even. That's how it feels. So anyways, the problem is that when it comes to this new soundboard, our guests, I'm sharing my desktop audio so they can hear themselves. So we'll have to think about a solution for that. Anyways, NASDAQ just down, just shy of 1% on the day. S&P 500 pulling back. I'm very curious. I've made this point throughout the week. I'm curious to see how the S&P holds up at this level. We are coming back, it seems like, to test yet again, despite yesterday's bounce on PPI data, right? PPI data came in cooler than expected, gave the market a little bit of something to celebrate. But I can't help but, draw this simple trend line. I don't really use trend lines to make, entry decisions or anything like that. But I saw somebody point this out, and I gotta show it too. Support, right? Upward trend. But then recently we've broken that same momentum. Clearly the trajectory is not the same. So now, are we in a downtrend? I think it's a little too early to say that. But we at the very least have changed from just a dominant bullish move to now we're seeing sideways action. So I think the prudent thing to do here is to wait for, oh, you know, I got to use this one, is to wait for a good candle to break one way or the other.
Perfect candle. That green candle right there.
Right. So we're waiting for a big green candle or a big red one, but something to clear this range of resistance and support that we're in. So that's what I'm watching on for the S&P. Same thing for the NASDAQ. You know, you've got this range of resistance, this the supply zone up top. You got the support zone down here. So we'll keep watching it, but that's kind of what I'm looking for, is a breakout one way or the other. In terms of the indices, I would say my net bias is pretty neutral right now. Now, in terms of oil, I am still long oil, and this is working great. Oil's actually playing games or playing ball now. It was playing games, going back and forth for a little bit. Seems like it's now making some nice follow-through moves to the upside. And I've got my stop loss trailed below this wick low. Look at how resilient this level is, guys, on the 4-hour chart. Okay, the 4-hour chart has held so strong, and now we genuinely have another green candle.
Perfect candle. That green candle right there.
Right, exactly. So with the market ripping like this, I'm going to stay long. Nice little breakout here. This downward structure that was forming. You had consolidation, beautiful breakout. So I don't know why oil is up. I'll speculate though. Something's going on because you got the VIX up here 11% on the day. You got oil up, you got the dollar index up, and you got yields falling. So something tells me that would signal, my best guess is something geopolitically is going on. Can anybody confirm that? Can anybody confirm that we got something geopolitics wise going on? The Russell's down, you know, less than the others because yields are actually down in the day. TLT, I've got a put that I've sold. Let's see how this one's going. You gotta be kidding me, man. See, I can't use my own sound bites on my own stream. The issue with that is that you can't tell if it's me saying it or if it's a sound bite. But I can use Jerome Powell.
Pretty much in line with our expectations.
That one works really well right there. The Russell's down less than the others because interest rates are coming down here today. Yields are coming down. So again, that is in line with
pretty much in line with our expectations.
Right. Okay. Iran and Israel. Okay. Yeah. So maybe something going on there. Again, that would also illustrate why gold is up. That's a great point for why, you know, oil would be up 2% on the day. And again, I'm staying long on oil. I don't mind having a pretty heavy exposure in my account to oil at this time. You know, in terms of energy, I think it makes up like less than 10% of the S&P 500 sector weightings. But I definitely am overweight energy, if that's where we want to go with it. That's a, you know, Wall Street expression. Overweight something just means that you're, you know, you got a little extra weight in an area. I used to get very confused by that because I would hear people say underweight an asset. And I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? But it is an expression. I don't know. Wall Street people get bored with all their money and they come up with random phrases to say. But I am technically overweight oil. Just close the door. So let's keep going. Let's take a look at the dollar index here. Oh my goodness. How did I not see this already? Dollar index is flying here today. Beautiful breakout here today. Again, higher lows coming into this market. It makes me want to make sure I can find some long entries on the dollar if I've got any. Let's go take a look at the top setups page here really quick. So USD CAD, let's filter really quick by major currency pairs. We got USD JPY, we got dollar CAD, dollar Swiss. Wow, we've got a lot of dollar setups here today. Aussie dollar, Kiwi dollar, pound dollar, euro. Aussie dollar is the only one. The Australian dollar against the US dollar is the only one that is neutral of the list. We've got to do some currency trading real quick here today, guys. Let's take a look at USD CAD first. I think Frank was pointing this one out. You know, Frank saying
perfect candle. That green candle right there.
I think he literally said that word for word in his analysis. He said something about a perfect candle. He didn't actually say perfect candle, but he did at one point say it. That's why we soundbited him. That's the problem with, living on YouTube is you get sound clipped by editors, and then you turn up and suddenly you're saying things like this. Pass me one of those edge finders. Let me get one of those. Somebody tell us, how much is that in USD? You gotta be kidding me, man. Anybody else ever felt like the chart is talking to them like this? Yeah, that's fun. The University of Michigan consumer sentiment data is out here this morning as well, in just a little bit. So we're going to keep an eye on that. That one will be certainly interesting to play around with. Yeah, so consumer sentiment comes out today at 10 a.m. So consumer sentiment will be interesting. If that comes in better or less than expected, it's going to be kind of interesting. But I'll tell you what's moving the markets here today. Did I miss this? Did I not mention this? I'm going to do something really quick. I think I might have missed something here this morning. Okay, here it is. Here it is, guys. This is what's moving the stock market. Or could be, at least. JP Morgan came out. Let me see what's going on here. How are the financials doing? XLF is the financial ETF. It's not moving that much. JP Morgan stock. Oh, JP Morgan missed or something? What happened here? Okay, so they didn't miss, but they might have guided forward things that were looking not so good. That's not necessarily great. It's not great for the stock market. The financials are a key component to, the NASDAQ, the S&P, all of them are it's important that the financial companies are doing well. So we did have earnings reports this morning for several financial names. Seems like not so hot. S&P down slightly here today. I mean, it's not necessarily like the NASDAQ, man, is so strong. Here's the Dow, though. The Dow is breaking through support here as we speak. The Dow has been the poor performer of the three here recently. Middle Eastern conflict as expansion. Let's hope not, but it does seem to be potential. I mean, all the signals here if you know, like the landscape for what geopolitically charged events does to markets, you know that this is screaming geopolitics today. Bonds are up, so people are jumping into risk off assets. So they're in bonds, jumping into oil, right? Commodities typically tick up in terms of war concerns. Gold, 2,400 an ounce got tagged, I think. Did it? 2,400? 2,400 might have been tagged, which is kind of crazy. Congrats to the gold bulls who kept into the trade. Like I said, I got trailed out. I took profits. I should not complain one bit, but that's the issue with trading is you're never going to be perfect. And sometimes you take profits. You feel like you played it perfectly and then it just shoots past where you thought. This is why, I think trend following is just the way to go for at least my trading style is to stick with what's working. And, even still, it's hard to get it perfect. Clearly, I did not get it perfect on gold. The VIX is up to 16.6 here today, which is up 11 points. Yeah, that's crazy. 11, almost 12% up on the day. VIX is up. I know one of our regular stream friends of the channel, Dan Emerson, he's long the VIX, so he's probably having a good day on that side of things. For me personally, I don't mind this move at all. I'm long oil and I have sold puts on TLT. So if TLT comes back a little bit, that would be great for my position. I wouldn't mind that one bit. Also, real quick, guys, can you do me a favor? Thumbs up the stream. Could you guys give me a thumbs up? And that would be absolutely awesome if you can do that. So like the stream, help us out here, continue to improve the show. Look at that, ticking up 12% almost on the VIX. NASDAQ selling off. So here's where I'm at. So current positions, I have, let me make sure I do this really quick. Current positions, I'm long oil. So oil's going really well for me, even though I sold out of gold. a little too early. I feel like everybody's struggling with gold. Gold's been tricky. Even if you're long gold, playing it has been hard because it's been moving so aggressively. It's like, what do you do? How do you trim it? You know, and for me, the idea was trail that stop till it gets trailed. The issue is I got smacked out of my trade at the worst possible time. Fortunately, though, I survived this pullback on oil. So again, you got to take what's given to you in the markets, because the second you think you're perfect, that's when you just get humbled massively. I talked about it, frequently back in October and September of last year. I was down like $40,000, $45,000 on one of my accounts. And that was a tough time, right? So obviously when things are going well, it's great, but this is the highs and lows of trading that are very difficult. It's kind of just like life in general, right? Got highs and lows. It's trading is volatile. Anyways, at the end of the day, that's why you risk relatively small. You don't take massive risks, because again, do you know how many people that I know, right? I get so many messages, sadly, right, from people who are like, I over leveraged, I lost tons of money, and it's because people, they chase what they see on social media, and that's not just exclusive to trading. That's just in general, right? People want to mimic who they admire on social media, and sometimes that can get you into a lot of trouble. I have come a long way in terms of my trading, in terms of where I used to trade. I used to get super excited if I was up a few $100s, and there's nothing wrong with that, because the problem is if you compare yourself, the danger is there that I see influencers out there who are making $300,000 in a month with their trading, right? So you can always compare if you want to, but it doesn't do you any good. It really doesn't. It's so important just to stay true to what your plan is, stay focused, trade what you trade, and manage risk appropriately, because the bad times come and they can be tricky. Anyways, look at that. Silver up 3.35%. I'm loving to see this. I'm so excited for the silver bulls. The reason I say that is because I am kind of one. I have some physical silver. Not a lot, but I kind of pseudo collect it just for fun. I think it's a beautiful metal. It's cool looking. It shines. It makes clinky noises. So anyways, real quick, guys, I just also want to call attention real quick. If you're a regular stream viewer, you can currently get 45% off on the Edge Finder. If you haven't heard about this, we are currently doing our 2-year celebration sale for the tool. If you haven't picked up a copy, we're going to drop a link here in the chat where you can speak directly with someone on our team about getting yourself a copy of the Edge Finder for it is our biggest discount of the entire year. It's our 2-year celebration sale since we launched the product. If you'd like access to it, we're going to drop a link here right now as we speak. Click that link, and that will allow you to pass me one of those Edge Finders. Let me get one of those. We'll pass you an Edge Finder. So if you'd like to get past an Edge Finder for 45% off, take advantage and don't miss out on that discount. Again, it's a really, really big discount right now. Okay. So with that said, what we're going to do here is Kenzo's joining us in just a moment. So we're going to just take a quick break. Again, take advantage of the sale. Click that link, chat with someone on our team, lock in your discounted price if you're looking to get a copy of the tool. And real quick, what I'm going to have to do is probably, James Chandler might going to have to turn off the sound effects, because otherwise Kenzo or Frank or anybody who's a guest will hear themselves. So I don't want to do that. So we're going to do just quick transition, guys. 30 seconds. We'll be back with Kenzo talking more setups. Stay tuned.
Attention A1 Trading Show fans. If you're interested in getting free access to the Edge Finder or our premium trade alerts, listen up. For a limited time, our show's partnered broker Eightcap is giving out free access to our products when you sign up for a new trading account with them. If you already have a broker, you may want to consider switching to Eightcap because of their low trading costs, a wide range of trading assets, and their amazing customer support. If you'd like to get access to our software and Discord server for free, click the link being dropped in the chat right now and ask one of our team members for more information. Don't miss your chance for free products and an award-winning broker. Now, back to the A1 Trading Show.
All right. Hey, Kenzo, how's it going, man? Good to see you again.
Yes, I'm doing great. Thanks, and you, man.
I'm good. Good to have you back on the show. We were together just a few days back for the Wednesday 6-hour stream that we did, and you helped us out for a little bit there. So good to have you back. And Kenzo, today we've got some interesting stuff going on in the markets. The VIX is up 11%. Oil is up 2%. You've got silver up 3.5%. You got gold up 1.3%, and yields are dropping. TLT, that's the bond ETF, is up on the day. I mean, you got all sorts of chaos here today. It looks a little bit like a risk-off move. Is that what you're seeing too?
Yes, today the market is going crazy, man. Firstly, on the dollar, it's also very aggressive. It's too strong. Gold, it's also following the same movement. So oil, it's also moving aggressively high. So on this, I think gold, US oil, and silver, or the other ones that you just mentioned, I feel like maybe it's because of the tensions in the Middle East. I think maybe that is the main reason. And for the dollar, we saw some few events. CPI was also like hotter than expected. So the rate cuts thing, I think it's now evaporating quite slower, even though they said they're still gonna keep that expectation to cut the rates, but it seems like we're slowly going away from that.
Yeah, it does seem like that. And again, that is an interesting talking point because, here's the thing, Kenzo, is if rate cuts are not coming as soon as people think, does that challenge the idea that the stock market can keep going up? And before you answer, I'll just give you just my quick take. I think that the answer is
Yes.
no. The stock market doesn't need a plethora of rate cuts in order to keep going up. What it needs, though, what it absolutely needs is earnings to come in strong in the next few weeks. If you do not get earnings that
Yes.
come in strong, that might actually swing me to be bearish on the stock market, which I'm very rarely bearish. But if you have high inflation and the high inflation is accompanied with, well, it's high inflation, but the economy is strong and earnings are really good, okay, I can actually be bullish on the stock market in that environment. Even though higher inflation, people might actually be investing more aggressively because of the inflation. There's a case to be made that inflation accompanied with strong growth, strong job, or strong earnings is a great environment for stocks. Like you can still have that scenario and be
Yes.
just fine. The problem is, Kenzo, what happens if inflation is hot and then earnings disappoint in the coming weeks? Do you get bearish in that event, or do you at least just kind of cool on bullishness? What do you think?
Yeah, if we have a mixed earnings like that, it's gonna be bad. But for now, I like what you said. If the
Yeah.
economy is doing good, it's not really bad for the stocks because we
Yeah.
are coming from some very bad stuff. Yes, we want inflation to go down, but we still want people to get some jobs. As we saw last Friday, we had like a bigger number for NFP, which is actually great. But
Sure.
what is not really surprising is that once we have bigger number of employment, it means that slowly we're gonna have a little bit higher inflation because now people they have enough money to buy because now people are working on the CPI side. It means we will see CPI trying to go up, and we saw that. And maybe on the retail sales, we might still see the retail sales going up. So on the stocks, that is also a good thing because remember, inflation is also higher because prices are higher. It means their earnings can be way much better.
Sure.
You
Yes.
see.
Yeah.
So unless if maybe that is not going to be the point, but I think that these companies are making like serious money. I had a speech or statement from Biden. He requested these companies which are making money, please, why don't you just cut your profits because inflation is very high. That shows that they are actually making money. They don't really care about inflation because that actually gives them a chance to increase the prices. So when they cut the rates, they're no longer actually going to reduce the prices that much. You see.
Yeah, and Kenzo, not to even get too political about it, but sometimes you hear politicians kind of getting mad at companies for raising their prices. And I've
Yes.
mentioned this before. that is the most gaslighting thing in the business world, because businesses are competing with one another to have the best possible prices. They are selling
Yes.
their products at what the market prices them at. If everyone's out there buying the prices that they're listed at, that's why the prices are there. Not only that, the prices aren't up because businesses are being greedy and just raising their prices. The prices are up because because the government has printed a bajillion dollars into the system. Of course, the value of the dollar has weakened, so prices in the
Yes.
store goes up. Is it frustrating for all of us? Absolutely. Yes, it is. It's very annoying to go to the grocery store and it's like a sticker shock every time you go there. But it's not the business's fault. In my opinion, it's more on the government being reckless with spending. Anyways, we could go down that rabbit hole for 16 years. But for now, in terms of markets, where does that take us with the dollar? Because I saw you had the dollar index pulled up here a moment ago, Kenzo. What do you think about the dollar? I mean, inflation seems to be sticky here. I've got this chart I keep pulling up on the screen. I think it's a really interesting one, especially for our currency trading friends in the audience. Here's European inflation, which is coming down pretty steady. And I've drawn this several times. So for people who have seen me say this many times, I apologize. But US inflation has stalled out. And in fact, in recent times is actually ticking up a bit. Does this make you more bullish on the dollar seeing this story?
Yeah, on this one is a bit confusing because now, once the dollar is getting, especially this aggressiveness that we see, obviously anything that has to do with the dollar, it might end up struggling, especially on the currency pairs, not actually the stocks. So, but the problem is we have these meetings or the news or events every now and then. Things might change very quick because we can hear the story. They're still saying that they still expect to cut the rates. So, which means they don't really want to make the dollar to go stronger. But just because investors, they can see that no, if inflation is going up, it means they can't just cut the rates like that, you see. So I think it's a bit confusing, but the best thing sometimes is just to follow the market structure, because sometimes we can get consumed in this news. You will end up not trading, you see, because every day there is a breaking news. So sometimes you just have to focus on your technical and see what's really happening, but still you have to be up to date because things might turn very quick.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. Also, just to real quick mention something, in just a few minutes, we are going to be buying a share in our public stock portfolio. We've been doing this experiment, Kenzo. It's kind of fun. We've been having the audience vote on which stock we buy next. It's been so much fun. We bought shares of like Nvidia, and we bought shares of several other names. But today we are buying another share. I just wanted to let everybody know who's hanging out with us. If you'd like to vote on which share we buy next, we're going to drop a link here to our Telegram channel. That is where we are going to be doing the vote in just a few minutes here. So make sure to join the Telegram. Speaking of stocks, Kenzo, where are you at with the S&P, the NASDAQ? I feel like we've been range bound. I've mentioned this. I'm not bearish unless you get a clear break of the lows. And in terms of NASDAQ, as we just talked about, I think it's just waiting for earnings season. If you get strong earnings, we could go higher. But if you get disappointing earnings, we also could go lower. So it seems like that's what the market is thinking too. And that's why it's range bound. Is that fair to say?
Yes, exactly. Yes, we can easily see that the overall movement or the overall direction is actually an uptrend. But now you can see that the market is just actually ranging. Yes, maybe you can just play around, maybe buying around these levels, but we can easily see that the market is actually ranging around this level. So which means we need enough push to push this market or enough momentum to actually continue on this uptrend. Yesterday, the market did try to push to the upside. Now I see a reversal. It seems like this is going to stay here longer. As you said that there are earnings, I think that maybe will be the most important thing to just move the market. At the moment, yes, the market shows us that it's still positive as we are on this uptrend, but we need that fuel to push the market. I think as long as we are here, I will still think about this uptrend, unless if maybe we break out of this ranging structure. maybe I'll say, yeah, it's time maybe to look for a sell if things are going to be bad.
Sure. Yeah. And I also wanted to call attention to something in the audience, Kenzo. This is relevant to us while we're talking stocks. Is JP Morgan's earnings came out this morning. We had several banks report here, and you can see this is possibly one of the factors that's bringing the stock market down this morning. Is you have JP Morgan coming out down 5% on the day. I mean, this is the leader, right? The leader of the banks world is JP Morgan for sure. Coming down here on the day. Seems like earnings were fine, but must have been some sort of guidance or something forward looking that the market really did not like. At the same time, you have Goldman Sachs down 1.7%. You have Morgan Stanley has been selling off. And we could also take a look at KRE. These are your regional banks, and regional banks have not been doing too hot recently either. So perhaps some jitters coming into the market around the financials that are reporting here this week. Today kicks off really earnings season. So it will be an interesting time. And again, VIX up 13%. That's warning of something. I think there's a couple warnings in this market right now that you can't ignore. You got the VIX screaming higher. You got gold screaming higher. Oil's up 2%. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's not that I'm bearish per se, but this just makes me very cautious. As we've lost that upward momentum, we're still in an upward trend, but we've gone sideways. I'm just like I said, Kenzo, I'm waiting to see if we can break, or if we break lower. What would get us to break higher? Probably strong earnings. And again, that's why it just comes down to that right now, I think. So we'll see.
Yeah, but it's surprising, especially on JP Morgan, because their earnings were better than estimate, but still they had a aggressive sell, which means, I don't know, they are not really interested in that. So I'm just afraid that on NASDAQ and USD, once we have those earnings, let's hope that the market will react accordingly, because the market might push up a little bit, or they might just take their profits and then the market can just start to sell. And that will be bad, because it shows, especially when you see oil going up, we see gold going up. Those things are actually like safe havens for investors. They see that something's not really right. So which means something might pop. We don't know which one, but it doesn't really look good. I'm not really confident also on NASDAQ and other ones with these trends. Things might change very quick. So we just need to go slower, because within a day we might see an aggressive breakout. But still, maybe things will be positive. Maybe we'll see the market going up again. Yeah.
And I'm just trying to pull up here a little bit more details while we're chatting here, Kenzo, just about what's going on with JP Morgan's event here, or their earnings. So here's a little bit of some information I've got pulled up. Adjusted revenue was higher than estimates. EPS was 4.44. Loans were at 1.31 trillion. The estimation was 1.33 trillion. I'm trying to figure out like what the market really didn't like. It seems like sales and revenue, or like earnings and sales, as you mentioned, were just fine. But I think that there's just also a little bit of commentary from Jamie Dimon, the CEO. He's been pretty pessimistic, especially about the geopolitics stuff going on. He's quoted that it's not a direct quote, but he basically said that this could be like the biggest thing since World War II, which is scary stuff. The market doesn't like to hear that. And, we'll see, bringing the market here down. But again, I don't think it's at the end of the day, geopolitics wise, you hope and pray that things continue to improve in the world, not decline. But I think in terms of markets wise, it just comes down to the fundamentals, the earnings or lack thereof of these major companies. And, as we get into the bigger parts of earnings season, if you got the heavy hitters, your Microsofts, your NVIDIA. Last earnings for NVIDIA were absolutely crazy. Look at what happened. You had on the next day, NVIDIA jumped 16.6%. And this is a, $1 trillion plus company jumping 16%. That is a massive number. So we'll see what happens this time around. Kenzo, I won't keep you any longer. I want to thank you for not just coming on today, but also for coming on earlier in the week. I hope that you got a lot of new people subscribing and checking out your YouTube channel. And I just want to say also to everybody listening, do me a quick favor, do us a favor here on the A1 Trading team. Make sure to go subscribe to Extra Hot Forex. That's Kenzo's YouTube channel, where you can find more information from him. He's got great content, always good and sharp with the fundamentals, Kenzo. I appreciate you coming on, man. And we will see you back next week.
Thank you very much. I think you forgot to tell me which shares are you buying.
Oh, which shares am I buying? Yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me get that information. Did we get a vote going? Chandler and James. We were supposed to do one in Telegram. I don't know if we got it out or not. We may not have gotten it around, but Kenzo, if you stick around and listen for a few minutes, we're going to have a vote going on in just a few minutes in Telegram. Haven't done it yet, but James is going to be joining us and he'll be sharing the trade that we end up taking. So I'm excited to know too. I actually don't know which one we're going to do. So James is in charge of it, but stick around. You'll hear it and everybody else will as well. So thanks, Kenzo, for coming on and we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much. I will keep watching, then I will see that. Then thanks, man.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. It'll be fun. So we'll see you next time, Kenzo. Thanks for coming on, man.
Okay, bye.
All right. So yes, up next, we're going to be doing some voting here, guys. We're going to be buying some shares, which are fun. Also, I apologize for missing consumer confidence. Consumer confidence came in at 77.9, slightly lower than estimates. Seems like market's not loving that. And on top of bank earnings coming in a little bit, not exciting to the market. Stock market's gone sideways here over the last couple of days, but it's been choppy, man. It's not just choppy. I would say violently choppy, if that makes sense. YouTube didn't tell me that you were live. Sorry, Ivan. I was supposed to be today, but got a meeting and said, sorry, back on Monday. We'll see you then, Ivan. I look forward to it. Always love getting some Ivan commentary in. And I think momentarily, whenever James is ready, he's going to be coming on. We're going to be doing a quick stock purchase here this morning. Does anybody have a favorite stock? Let me know in the chat here. What's your favorite stock? I'll tell you, I think in terms of one of my all-time best trades is Tesla. I was long Tesla on the outbreak or shortly after 2020, which sounds like a terrible, terrible idea. And that's why the market sold it off so heavily. But I bought some for the longer term, and that thing just went parabolic. I sold out of it. I think it was 2023. I think that I sold out of it somewhere in 2023. But I held on to that for a few years. So it's not really a trade, but one of my better plays ever. I'm no longer in Tesla. I wouldn't say it's my favorite stock anymore. I think my favorite stock is probably Google or something. I don't know. I like Google a lot, but I don't really trade individual stocks too often. But we're getting into some stocks here in just a moment. So real quick, we're going to just do a quick commercial break, thank our sponsors, and then James is coming in with some stocks coming in after this.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, we're talking more stocks and adding to the A1 Trading Community Portfolio Live. Remember, if you're looking to start your own stock portfolio for long-term investing, you can get free stock shares just for signing up with our partner broker WeBull. We'll drop the link in the chat now, or you can find it in the description down below. If you're not in the US or the UK, don't worry. You can still buy and sell stock CFDs with Eightcap, which is also linked below. Now, let's add to the portfolio.
Hey, James, how's it going?
Hey, good. What's up?
Not a lot. I'm, James, as a stock investor, these days are more fun. When stocks are down, they're more fun than when they're, well, money making wise, they're more fun when they're up.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say, I don't know. Stocks going down doesn't sound fun to me.
it's not, but we have the luxury with this portfolio of still being very cash heavy. So this is actually ideal for us. Stock market comes down, we can pick up some shares as what we find to be potentially cheaper or what the audience wants us to buy. But what do you have for us? What are we voting on today, James?
So I wanted to pick up a second share of something that we already own. because we did a stock segment on Wednesday during our 6-hour stream, but we shortened it up just a little bit because we had a game that we were playing afterwards. So I thought it would be fun to just kind of hop in here and buy an additional share of something that we already own. However, looking at the chat, 2 different people out of nowhere told us to buy Domino's.
Interesting.
And now I'm kind of wanting to check out Domino's really quickly.
Man, Domino's Pizza. What's crazy, James, is Frank and I watched this thing in just utter shock in 2021. We were like, why is Domino's Pizza trading like a freaking meme stock?
$500 a share?
It's trading like a meme stock back in 2021. It was so much fun to watch it just go parabolic. I guess 2021 into 2022. And then it doesn't make sense to me, but I didn't really track all the earnings and stuff like that. It must have been killing it at the time. It's come down since then. Are we well, it's
just
back up
a little bit. To me, it looks like it hit those highs at about $5.50 a share, and it's still trading at $5.01 a share. It came way down in 2023, but it's already got back pretty much all of that it lost.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll have to see. Also, James, did we already get the vote out?
No, I was going to do that on stream.
Oh, okay. So while you do that, I'm going to also check something. I want to test that audio thing that I was mentioning about the soundboard. So take over for a second.
I've already picked up some new stuff to add to the board.
Oh, that was so much fun to play with. So I'm just going to do something. You keep going. I'm just going to test something. You tell me in a second if you can hear yourself echoing.
Sure. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking today, guys, in terms of buying another share of something that we already own. So we have already bought 2 shares of NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is off the board. We're not going to buy any more NVIDIA. It's also just ridiculously expensive. And Reddit has really been underperforming for me. Reddit, if there was any stock that we own that I was considering selling, Reddit has been very disappointing.
You don't like Reddit now? What happened to Reddit?
Well, we bought, where did we buy? We bought here on this candle, I think, again, relatively early on, and it's just done nothing but drop.
It's
It's only been on the market for less than a month, but other than basically the first 3 or 4 days, this thing is just tanked.
Yeah. Okay, James, let's do this check really quick.
Sure.
I'm warning you, I don't want to cause you to blow up in speaker wise, so I'm just going to check this. Okay, so if I take over the screen, can you say something and tell me if you can hear yourself?
Hello, do I hear myself? I don't hear myself.
Okay, wait 1 second. Hold on. Let me make sure I do this right. Apologies to stream viewers.
Yeah, this is live tech support on the we're doing live audio testing.
Okay, try it now. Can you hear yourself?
Do I hear myself? I don't hear myself. No.
So what if I play
Perfect candle. That green candle.
I hear that, but I don't hear myself.
Okay, good. Okay, so then we're good. It popped up on my thing that it said, warning, if you share your desktop audio, your guests will hear themselves echoing. So I was like, oh, well then that just killed our idea, because then you can't have a guest and do, but that tells us that we are back in business, baby. That's awesome. Very nice.
This thing is going to be so ridiculous.
It's
and some of the sound bites that I picked up today are from our good friend Tom. I did a little digging, and I've got some good stuff lined up.
That's gonna be great. That's gonna be great. This is gonna be our streams, guys, are about to level up to 1 million with this. Okay. All right, keep going, James. What are we?
All right. So really quickly, Domino's. I'm gonna hold on to Domino's because that would be fun to do like a pizza. Are we buying Domino's, Papa John's, Pizza Hut? We'll do that someday. But
which one do you prefer, James? Domino's, Pizza
which
Hut?
one do I prefer? So
I've swung back and forth over the years. I can't lie.
I'm torn between 2. I think my favorite for overall taste is Papa John's,
Okay.
but I think that Domino's has better deals. So more often than not, I lean Domino's. It's a little cheaper, better deals, but I do think Papa John's is a little better.
That's how I feel. I feel like if I'm just not considering like money at all, I feel like I'd like Papa John's a little bit more. But their prices have gone up too a lot. So I don't know. Anyways,
but nothing compares to some good old mellow mushroom. That's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best. All right. So Nvidia off the table, Reddit. I'm thinking no. So how about we do these 4? Do we want to buy another share of Apple? Do we want to buy another share of Walmart? Do we want to buy another share of Lockheed? And I know that the JP Morgan, we own JP Morgan, and it's not performing so well today off of those earnings. So maybe it's a good time to buy at a slightly discounted price. So that's what we'll do.
Yeah,
Apple,
JP Morgan down on the day. That might be
JP Morgan down on the day because of those earnings. So Apple, Walmart, Lockheed, JP Morgan. We're going to buy a second share of something that we already own. We've been buying, if you are unfamiliar, if you haven't seen this before, we're buying partial shares. So we started with $500 in the account. Started with $500, and anytime we buy a share of something, we're just adding to it, and we just buy $10 worth of that stock.
Guys, vote in the Telegram. We just dropped the poll, so we're buying, James, as you said, partial shares. We're gonna buy little bit, stick it in the portfolio today. Help us build the portfolio. We need your votes. So chime in on the Telegram. There it is. Leave your vote. Which one are you going for, James? I'll ask you for which one you'd want to buy in a second because I don't want to skew the votes. But I've got mine. I've got my selection as well.
You got your vote in?
I think so. Yeah.
I will also say OGN is something that we bought on Wednesday. It was a healthcare stock. That one was trading cheap enough that I went ahead and I bought the full share of that. So it was trading at $18 when we bought it. So we do own one full share of OGN. We own 0.022 of a share of Nvidia.
We're proud shareholders.
Proud shareholder. Get us in that next board meeting.
Yeah, exactly. The VIX is up 18% today, James. That is crazy. Usually when the VIX is up, that is telling you that markets are volatile. And I'm actually for it. I love volatile markets because, you know, as a trend trader, you want things to like explode. Like you want things to just go in one direction, whether it's up or down. But not so much in the stock market. Stock market volatility, not so fun because then stocks sell off. But for other things, gold, for currencies, for oil, I'm just loving the volatility. Commodities are loving it today. Commodities just up across the board. Anyways, guys, we probably have our votes, right?
We have 45 votes in so far.
What are you voting for, James?
Last second, last chance, join the Telegram. It's 100% free. It's not going to spam you with notifications or anything, and you can join and vote for what stock you want us to buy right now. 45 votes in. I'll give it a 3, 2, 1. No more votes. 48 votes. I am going with Lockheed Martin.
Okay.
I'm a fan of Lockheed Martin stock. This is the first stock that I think it's the first stock that I ever actually bought way back in the day, way back in the Robinhood COVID trading days. And I made a little bit of money on Lockheed Martin.
That's a good one.
And Apple. Apple is the overall winner. What was your vote for, Nick?
I voted JP Morgan just because the shares are down today. And I think if you're going to have any exposure to the financial side of things, JP Morgan's the top dog. But Lockheed Martin, good call. I would have agreed. But Apple, of course, everybody loves their Apple products. And I'm fine with Apple too. I mean, Apple seems like it's trading at a decent discount relative to everything else. Everything else is up so much. Apple's, you know, it's 11% today off the highs. So
Oh,
it's not terrible.
I wish we had got it 2 days earlier. That would have been a nice little move. But all right, so we're going to add $10 more of Apple stock, market order, and go ahead and buy.
While you punch that in, James, I just want to mention to everybody who is watching, if you guys are looking to start your own stock portfolio, or you are looking to trade CFDs, if you're outside of the US, if you want to trade or invest in stocks, there are several brokers that are linked down below in the description. I know a lot of our viewers ask that often. How can I do stocks? How can I do options? How can I do that stuff? All of it is linked down below in the description. We'll also drop a link if you want to use WeBull specifically in the chat here for you. Chandler can drop that for us and hook you guys up. So there you go. All right. Are we buying, or did we already buy?
Yep. I went ahead. I got 10 more. So we now have $20 in Apple stock. We have $20 in NVIDIA, $10 in all of these, and we bought one full share at $18 of OGN. So we have built quite a little portfolio here.
So we're doing good.
Definitely growing.
So here's a thing too, James. You could maybe find this in that position section down there. I think you can like edit the columns. There's a column that you could find like where all your trades are there. Like if you right clicks at the top somewhere, like you can try right clicking. Yeah, position items. Click position items. So position ratio at the bottom. I think if you click that on, that will tell you percentage-wise how much of the exposure in your account is allocated to each thing. So this is nice because now we can see that, yes, we have $20 in NVIDIA, we have $20 in Apple, but we also know that that's about 17% of the portfolio in those specific stocks. So just thought that would be a cool column to add.
Yeah, no, that is cool.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I guess that's all we had to do. Checklist items are done here today. And there's another thing we got to think about in terms of technical stuff for the stream. Soundbox only works for the person sharing their screen, which is tricky because ideally the person who's not sharing their screen could contribute sound-wise. And I think that's what we're going to work on today. Anyways, guys, stream improvements are coming.
If you happen to be an audio engineer, one of the 350 people watching right now, and you happen to be an audio engineer who also knows a lot about live streams, and you want to send us an email at support@A1Trading, I forget the email.
Yep, support@A1Trading.com.
Support@A1Trading.com. Audio engineers only. Hit us up. Let us know how we can use our soundboards without having to also share our screen.
We are trying to share desktop audio in StreamYard to each other so that while I'm doing my thing or James is doing his thing, Chandler, James, myself, anyone else can punch in on their Stream Deck, which I can't show it on the screen, but I have this little box that has a bunch of buttons on it where I can press to make sounds happen. If I share my screen, you guys might have seen this too. So I can go like do a little clapping, right? Like I can do that. But the issue is I can't do it if someone else's screen is shown. So anyways, we got to figure that out. We're getting closer. Stream's getting fun, and we'll have more good stuff coming. So with that said, I think that'll wrap up the stream. Yeah. James, thanks for coming on and doing stocks with me. And I guess we can call it good there.
All right. See you later.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And before you go, make sure to take advantage of our massive discount on the Edge Finder for our 2nd year anniversary. Links are below. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.